One way to build muscle is to slow down the lift count in what's known as the eccentric portion of a motion, or the negative portion. So there's a concentric, a positive, and an eccentric, a negative. Today I'm going to demonstrate this with barbell squats, but just to show you how that works with squats, the eccentric portion, or the negative, is when I'm going down. So if I slow down as I'm descending and even pause for a brief second at the bottom with my thighs parallel to the ground, that's if my knees and hips will support it, what I'm doing is I'm increasing the time under tension of my quads and my glutes and my hamstrings, and that's been shown in research to result in muscle, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a slower lift count. Let's turn the camera a bit here. So we're going to do a slower lift count. We're going to do what's called a 4-1-1-0 lift count. So it looks like this, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, hold, 1 up, 0 rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, hold, 1 up, 0. 1, 2, etc., etc. Now here's the thing. When you're actually doing this in real life, what tends to happen is as you fatigue, you think, oh my God, I just want to speed up and get done with this. And so you actually start going faster. In order to make sure that you don't do that, we're going to use a metronome. So I'm going to ask you to download an app called Metronome Beats, and it's going to count time for you. So you're going to follow the count. And what you're going to do is you're going to set this app up for 60 beats per minute, and over here, 6 beats per bar. Okay, it's gonna come standard. I think it comes standard at 60 beats a minute at 4 beats per bar, which is 4 times. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 beats is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to use that to measure the speed at which you're lifting, okay? Let's talk about squat form first. Feet shoulder width apart. And by feet, I mean your heels, okay? So they're in line with about your shoulders, and your toes are pointed out 10 to 15 degrees. Some people might need more, some people might need less, depending on the orientation of your hips. I tend to have my feet out more because my hips are just not the greatest, and my back rounds if I don't do that. So, and you never want to round your back. So on that note, when you're thinking about posture and such, as you go down in the squat, and we're going to do a barbell squat today, but you can also hold dumbbells or just use your body weight, right? Body weight squats can be challenging enough. What you're going to do is you're going to start by sticking your butt out and bending your knees, okay? A lot of people think that they have to come down and be like straight up and down. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to come off your heels and onto your toes, and you don't want to do that. You want to stay on your heels, okay? So you have to bend over and stick your butt out in order so that your center of gravity, which lies between your belly button and your spine, stays right over your heels, okay? Otherwise you're going to topple forward or topple backwards. Your center of gravity has to be right over the heels. So here's what it looks like. You stick your butt out and bend your knees. You come down if you can, if your knees and hips will support it. You come down until your thighs are parallel to the ground. I'm not slouching over. My chest is out. Back is straight, my core is tight, okay, throughout this whole motion. When I come up, by the way, squeeze my glutes, okay? Throughout this whole motion, I'm keeping a tight core, so it's like someone's trying to punch me in the stomach and I'm bracing myself for that, okay? So, it's down and up. If I wasn't using the metronome, I'd breathe in and out. And what I want to do is I want to focus on really tightening all the muscles in my body. So even my feet, I'm trying to grip the ground. I'm imagining I'm curling my toes and trying to grab onto the ground as I'm squatting, okay? Stay on those heels. In and out. In and out. Now, when you're using the metronome, breathe at a pace that's comfortable to you, okay? Generally speaking, at the bottom, you're going to want to hold your breath briefly. Hold your breath briefly before you come up. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. So I hold my breath briefly at the bottom and then release it as I launch up. That's a way of keeping my core tight when I'm in my most vulnerable position, which is at the bottom of the lift. Okay? All right. So here we go. With a barbell, the only difference between everything that I said there is that you're going to grab onto the bar with your hands. You know, and I'm going to say this is a good orientation, okay? Not too wide, not too close, but your arms are straight up and down. And the bar is going to be sitting across your shoulders, all right? Not on top of that big bump on the back of your neck, but across your shoulders. So you're going to grab the bar. You're going to come underneath it. Bar sits on the shoulders, and you're going to step back, okay? And then everything else is the same as I just told you, and we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, up, 1. See how I reverse position right away? 4, hold, up, down right away. There's no pause at the top. That's the key to this movement, okay? No resting at the top. That's what keeps tension on the muscles. Now, as I go to re-rack the bar, I want to be very deliberate about this. I'm going to look to the left, make sure that the bar is in the hook on the left. I'm going to look to the right. I'm going to do the same thing. Is it in the hook on the right? Yes. Carefully step away. All right. There it is. So let's put the metronome on and let's do this. One, 2, 3, 4, hold, up, right back down. See this? 3, 4, hold, up, back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, up. Okay? There you go. Here's a way of making sure you go slow and stay going slow on a barbell squat.